Someone said, yo, what happened to that Nike SB YouTuber, your boy? I think you're talking about Mr. Nike SB6, man. Listen, Mr. Nike SB6, we used to be really cool, man.
This better than sex, yeah.
Like sex with like a fat ass Dominican bitch.
Sorry.
Like full on penetration and all that.
And I never had a real issue with him. We were straight. We did some videos together. We collaborated.
What's up, guys? This is ZX0712. I'm wearing my elephant print drawers. Goodbye, guys. That's blooper status, son. That's what that is.
That's watching too much Jackass.
On the screen, yo, bro, come on, me fucking for real. What red light? That was you.
Yo,
No, son. Shit's been recorded.
All right.
You gotta press record again.
Nah, it's recorded now.
I know, but you gotta do it again.
Why? It's already recorded.
Okay,
Well, just edit that piece out.
just go. We're gonna edit this piece out, guys.
The man even slept in my house, man. There was one time that he was going on some sort of family vacation, and he reached out to me, and I told him he could stay in my fucking crib. Now, I've never said this. I've never even said it to him, but I got a funny feeling that the nigga was going through my like Nike SB boxes and taking my extra laces. Because after that, there was mad extra laces that were missing from my boxes. That's just my thought, you know. And allegedly, I'm not trying to say that he did it. I'm just saying that a lot of shit went missing as far as laces. I know it sounds stupid. It's just always been my thought process, and I've never said anything. I've always just kind of just whatever. But yeah, so me and Mr. Nike SB were cool. You know, he's been in my house. I've been in his house. We've chilled. We hung out. We were cool. And he had like a little thing, I guess, against resellers. I don't know, you know. And, you know, I once had a thing against resellers until you start realizing that shoes are really expensive. And Jordan and Nike are not letting up at all. And they're just releasing them at a rate that you cannot keep up with. Or at least me. You start realizing, well, if I flip one shoe, then I could pay for my shoe. And I don't really have to come out of pocket for it. And that's what eventually turns a collector into a reseller. Now, the thing about Mr. Nike SB6 was that this goes back to when I hit on the LeBron, what was it, the MVP? The LeBron 10? LeBron 10 MVP. I hit on them at the store in Miami. I forget what the name of it is. It's not important. I won a raffle. I remember me and Fresh Souls. We both won raffles at the same fucking store. So we had went down. It was one of them situations where the raffle was, I think, on like a Saturday, but you had to go sign up on like a Wednesday. And I remember Fresh Souls hitting me up saying that he was going to take the drive down there. And I was like, all right, cool. You know, I'm going to take the drive with you. It ends up being me, Fresh Souls, Katie, Fresh Souls' girlfriend, and my homegirl. My homegirl at the time is not into sneakers at all. It's not her thing at all. But I tell her, yo, if you want to, come down to Miami with me, sign up for this raffle, and I'll treat you to lunch. You can take the drive with me, and we'll drink. I believe Katie was driving. We were drinking. Matter of fact, I think did we go in separate cars? No, I don't think we went in separate cars. I think we met at Fresh Souls' house, and Fresh Souls was the one that was driving, either him or his girlfriend. So we were just drinking in the back. So we end up going down there. We fill out raffles. Nothing of it. We come back, and we get to the Friday, the Saturday, I guess, when they do the raffle. Mars asks, was it at the LeBron store? No. So the LeBron store was holding a raffle, and then there's a few other stores that are in Miami that are heavy stores. They were holding raffles too. Because I remember Unknown is the store that's in the mall. We didn't hit at Unknown. We went, don't get me wrong, we filled out raffles at a bunch of places. But the one store that hit us up was not Unknown. So, I believe the Friday comes. They release Saturday. I believe the Friday comes, and Fresh Souls contacts me and says, yo, did you hear anything about the raffle? And I'm like, no. He's like, well, for me, they called me. They called Fresh Souls. I was like, yo, that's dope, bro. Yo, good shit. In the back of my mind, I was hating a little bit. I was like, damn, I wish I would have got called. But Fresh Souls is telling me, yo, pay attention to your phone because they might still be calling people. So I'm like, all right, cool. I'll pay attention. So I call Katie. I'm like, yo, Katie, did they call you about any of the raffles for the LeBron MVP? She's like, no, I didn't get any calls. I'm like, all right. I'm like, well, my homegirl's name is Angie. I wonder if Angie got a call. Like, yo, do me a favor. Call Angie and see, just to see. So she calls Angie, and Angie tells her, she asks Angie, hey, have you received any calls? Because they're sending out the calls for the raffle for the MVP. Angie's like, oh, come to think of it, there has been a number from Miami that's been hitting me up all day. Yo, when Katie told me that shit, my fucking heart sunk. Like, I was like, what? I was like, my nigga, call back. Call the number back. So Angie gives Katie the number, and Katie calls the number and is continuing to call the number, and it's to the store that's in Miami. So we know that it's for the LeBron. So they pick up and they tell us that they called and that we didn't pick up, but that they would still honor the fact that we won the raffle. Now remember, Angie won. I didn't win, and Katie didn't win. Angie won. Angie's the friend that knows nothing of shoes. She just went for the free beer. So Angie's the one that won at the store. So I'm like, all right, cool. So at that time, I already knew LeBrons were going for a decent amount. The resale was over 1,000 already, and I think they were like 225, maybe 250. So imagine 250, the resale's over 1,000. This is a good lick. You know what I'm saying? So I call Angie and I'm like, yo, Ange, guess what, bro? You won. We driving back to Miami tomorrow to pick up the shoe. Just let me know what time to scoop you up, and I got you, bro. I'm gonna break you off, and dinner, drinks is on me. So Angie tells me, well, I can't go. And I'm like, fuck you mean you can't go? She's like, I gotta work tomorrow. I'm like, yo, Ange, call off, my nigga. I will pay you for the day. Whatever you were making at your job, don't even worry about it. I'll pay for the day. Angie tells me, nah, my nigga, I'm on a final written, so I can't miss tomorrow. I got to go to work tomorrow. So I'm just like, Angie, you can't do this to me. And Angie reminds me that I've actually gotten her fired another time. Not for the same type of scenario, but for a scenario in which she needed to go to work. I kept her out late. She ended up falling asleep in a company meeting and getting fired. So Angie automatically hits me with the, dude, you gonna get me fired again? So I'm like, damn, since you put it like that. Just give me a second. So we're kind of stuck because Angie is not going. Katie decides to call the store back and tell the manager, the owner, that the homegirl can't make it. Angie can't make it. She's got to work. And you know what? We kept it up. We kept it all the way 100. She can't make it. She's on a final written. She can't make it. Yeah, super bad influence. Yo, the owner super looks out. The owner tells us, just make sure you bring her ID. If you bring her ID, we'll release the shoes to you. I'm like, yo, enough said. I told Angie, you think I could borrow your ID? She said, hell yeah. You know, Angie wanted to go. She just didn't want to lose her job in the process, which I could totally respect. Like, I wouldn't want to do that to my friend. So she ends up not going. We end up going. So I call Fresh Souls. I'm like, yo, dog, I won. He's like, what? For real? We actually won at the same store? you guys caught me off guard with this story. I'm probably gonna rebroadcast this portion of the story, so I'll put up like the pictures of us scooping up, because we took pictures for Instagram and all that shit. So we start heading down there, and we get to the store, and as promised, they release the pair. Fresh Souls gets his pair, I get my pair. We eat lunch, we have a great time. This is the LeBron 10 MVP, the one with all the different colors and shit. So I remember that Fresh Souls won his size, and at the time I'm an 11.5 in the LeBrons. I won an 11. So I already knew that they didn't fit me, because the LeBron 10's a size 11 does not fit me at all, not one bit. So it's not even something to play around with. So yeah, I could have side swapped and I could have kept it, but at that time I'm like, yo, I'm doing it for the flip. So at that time, we were trying to think of a way to flip the shoe to maximize. Rack, what up, bro? Yeah, we actually just did the dribbles thing. It's a little further in the live stream, and I don't expect you, you're a busy man. I don't expect you to go through the whole live stream. I'm going to rip it down, and I'm going to break it down into sections. So probably by tomorrow, I'll upload just that portion, and then, we could clown on that portion. But so back to the story. The LeBron 10 MVP. We're coming back. We're trying to think of a way to maximize on the profit to make on this shoe. And just in case, so I didn't lose the original question. The original question is asking me about Mr. Nike SB6. This is the story about Mr. Nike SB6 and how this goes down. So so we come back. We decide that we are going to do a raffle. So the thing is that unfortunately you can't do a raffle using PayPal. You just can't. So the plan was, and I just want to point out that if you've signed up for a raffle, at which point anyone sells you a sticker, this is who they jacked it from. Me. That was my idea, bro. That idea belongs to no one but me. Everyone jacked it afterwards. So what we did was we did a raffle based on me selling a sticker and people purchasing the sticker, and then by purchasing the sticker, you'd be entered in the raffle. Unfortunately, I can't call it a raffle, because then anybody that is a hater can now come along and say, hey, he's doing raffles, he's calling it a raffle, and then PayPal would shut me down. So we went the sticker route. So in the process of me doing this, Mr. Nike SB6, which I wouldn't say we're like fucking best friends, but we are friendly and cordial. We've chilled together. He's slept in my house. I've been to his house. I've been around his kid. At that time, he only had a son. I think he has a son and a daughter now. And none of this is to talk shit about him. I'm just simply stating the old. I haven't spoken to him in years, and I hope that he's doing well. He jumps out the window and now is putting up videos talking about, oh, motherfuckers is out here selling stickers and doing raffles, but not really calling it a raffle. And I'm just like, yo, if you're cool with me and we're cool, and at that time, maybe I thought we were boys and maybe we wasn't. What do you give a fuck? You know what I mean? Like, yeah, he just jumped out the window. I don't know. I didn't do anything to provoke him. It's not like we had any issue. Now, I will say this. I could be lying. Well, no. Let me rephrase that. I'm not lying, because I heard it a certain way. But I could be mistaken because of the person that gave me the info. At the time, Katie was trying to say that Mr. Nike SB6 had something for her. That's what Katie used to tell me. That he would be in the DMs and trying to mac, and it didn't work. So I didn't know if he jumped out the window, if that was his problem, and that was his opportunity to jump out the window. But the nigga literally went from a few days before that, being super cool with me, to literally, as if a total change of environment, he puts out a video. Oh, motherfuckers is out here selling raffles, resellers, this, that, and the third. And the crazy part is that while he was trying to dog me so much for being a reseller and trying to maximize on the profit on what I was trying to do, he was off selling art. He was reselling art. That's something that I've never said. And that's something that I remember. Him telling me that he was reselling art that he was getting from one location and reselling it on eBay. So just because you wasn't reselling shoes, but yet now you trying to dog me for reselling or for doing a raffle or whatever the case may be. Needless to say, after that, I jumped on camera. I gave that nigga the business. And then after that, we just left it at that. He threw a few shots on Twitter. I threw a whole lot of shots back. And nothing ever came from it, you know? It wasn't something where I didn't need to put my hands on him. I don't feel like he needed to put his hands on me. But in my opinion, I felt like he jumped out the window and, you know, tried to go at me. And it didn't work, bro. Like, I took that shoe and I maximized on profits. And that's what eventually led to me doing Zayaways. That's what I would call them. And niggas would be so tight. Oh, you call it a Zayaway, but it's really a raffle. This is an example of how I fell out with Mr. Nike SB6. Niggas like we are the trend. Because just because we cool on this platform, it doesn't mean that I owe you an explanation. Like, I don't have to tell you what I'm doing. I don't have to word stuff the way you. No, nigga, you got your own platform. You could go to your platform and talk all that shit. On my platform, I do whatever the fuck I want to do. It's always been like that, and it will always be like that. So that was the situation that kind of happened with Mr. Nike SB6. He jumped out the window. He tried to go at me, and we just left it at that after a while. I ain't really fuck with him after that. You know what I'm saying? There was another guy that used to be with him, Sneaker Freaker. Obviously, his loyalty was to Mr. Nike SB6. I went at him too, but Sneaker Freaker was a cool dude. Like, and so was Mr. Nike SB6. Like, I don't have no issues with these guys now. When I look back at it, it's kind of funny now to look back on it. I don't have no ill will. Them niggas ain't fuck me over money. Like I told you, bro. Fucking me over money wise, there's no coming back from that, bro. No coming back from that. Anything else is whatever.